The World Tourism Travel and Tourism Council Sustainability and Investment Summit is happening right now in Puerto Rico, where world leaders in this field are covering different topics that will all help in the recovery efforts for the industry. Our Francis Felix reports.
1.34 million jobs could be created over the next 10 years in the sector industry. The World Travel and Tourism Council urged the cooperation of the private sector and the government to make this happen. At a Sustainability and Investment Summit in San Juan, Puerto Rico, the WTTC launched a new publication looking at the future growth of the region. The report addresses a number of key challenges that the islands face to maximize the potential growth of the Caribbean.
Right now, sustainability is an incredibly important topic for our industry as we think about where travel and tourism goes in the future. To be able to host world leaders right here in Puerto Rico gives us a unique advantage point to not only learn, but to share what's happening and what the future of travel and tourism in Puerto Rico looks like. And the timing on this is incredibly advantageous for us as the United States just relaxed the restrictions for visitors coming into the United States from other countries. So we couldn't have a better opportunity to showcase all that Puerto Rico offers to the global audience when it's getting easier to travel right now.
I think this is an extremely important event because unfortunately the Caribbean doesn't get together too often to talk about the Caribbean. We always think like islands, limited to our looking inside. And this is a lake. The Caribbean is a lake surrounded by islands. And we had to share everything, environmental issues, social issues, development, and looking forward to sell a destination called the Caribbean instead of selling one name like Puerto Rico or Punta Cana or Kingston or Montego Bay. So I believe that it's important, it's a first step to talk about the future after COVID-19.
The WTTC latest report reveals that 2021, after the pandemic situation, saw the beginning of the recovery for the Caribbean travel and tourism industry. Reporting from Miramar, Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. Meantime, the Bahamas will partner with Colombia in order to improve its healthcare system. That announcement coming out of the Summit of the Americas in California. Our One Caribbean News' DeAndre Hamilton reports.
Out of the meeting of the Summit of the Americas was this: the Bahamas partnering with Colombia to enhance its healthcare system. Prime Minister of the Bahamas, Philip Davis, made the announcement at the 9th staging of the summit on Thursday, June 9th, after meeting with President of Colombia, Ivan Marquez. Davis said a memorandum of understanding will be crafted between the two countries so that the Bahamas can receive healthcare assistance and services from Colombia.
The healthcare system in Bogota, Colombia is world class, and he's offered us to develop a sort of memorandum of understanding to assist us in building our capacity and at the same time providing medical services to our citizens at a very affordable cost, and in some instances free. And so we're developing that, and my Minister of Health is present with me, and his Minister of Health. They are going to engage themselves in crafting a memorandum of understanding in respect to that initiative.
Davis also noted that the Colombian president will be visiting the Bahamas soon. Minister of Health for the Bahamas, Dr. Michael Darville, who also attended the summit, met with Colombia's Minister of Health, Dr. Fernando Gomez. Minister Darville said bilateral arrangements like these are very important and highlighted one of the key services which the Bahamas is looking to benefit from the MOU.
Cancer services are very important for our country. And there is a brand new facility that has been constructed in Bogota that is world class, have all of the sophisticated equipment, and so I'm very excited to get into these memorandum of understanding so we can tap into some of these technological innovative services in the cancer arena.
DeAndre Hamilton reporting.
All right, thanks so much, DeAndre. Meantime, the Ministry of Health in Guyana rolled out its first ever pediatric vaccination program against COVID-19, providing the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. Guyana, back on June 6th, received a shipment of over 52,000 doses of Pfizer vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11 using a donation from the government of Spain. The Ministries of Health and Education will be going into the schools across the country to continue this vaccination drive. During a COVID update, the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, described the first day of the exercise as a success.
I think we had a very good exercise. We were able to vaccinate 153 children between the ages of 5 and 11. We also did other vaccination because the parents who accompanied the children, some of them got booster doses. And so we did another 51 doses in addition to the specific age group of 5 to 11. So I think.
And starting Wednesday, COVID protocols for people traveling to and living in the British Virgin Islands will be relaxed, including the removal of the mask mandate and doing away with quarantine and isolation orders. People traveling to the British Overseas Territory will no longer need to register for entry clearance and will also not be required to show proof of travel insurance regardless of vaccination status. The Minister for Health and Social Development, Marlon Penn, in making the announcements on Tuesday, also said the ministry will no longer be issuing quarantine and isolation orders to people who test positive for COVID-19. Regarding the wearing of masks, he said that, for the most part, people will be able to choose whether or not they want to wear face coverings.
With effect from the 15th of June 2022, the wearing of face masks or face coverings, whether indoors or outdoors, will no longer be mandated by law, but will be allowed as a matter of choice in public spaces. Even as this mask mandate is being lifted, any private establishment or service provider may institute its own policy on mask wearing. The same will apply to the public sector, and the Deputy Governor will develop a policy on the area where mask wearing will still be required, such as in agency providing health and social care, border protection services, and other front-facing departments where the risk of exposure is higher.
Penn said Cabinet was briefed last week on the current COVID situation and was very encouraged by the continuing trend towards milder COVID infections, fewer cases of severe disease, and reduced hospital admissions. However, he said residents of the British Virgin Islands must remain vigilant.
As we move from emergency mode to a more sustainable management of COVID-19 and enjoy fewer restrictions on our daily life, we must remain vigilant and prepared. New variants can emerge and spread fast, and it may become necessary to reinstate certain measures that have been relaxed. The pandemic is not yet over.